Week 1 of the XFL was a success, and with Week 2 on the horizon kicking off tonight in Seattle, I wanted to take a look at every game happening this weekend, give my thoughts on a matchup, and also give my picks for the game. With that being said, before we jump into the video, I just wanted to ask if you'd subscribe to the channel and like this video. It means a lot to me. I make XFL content, and if you like that kind of content, I think you'd like the content on this channel. So with that being said, I don't want to waste no more time. Let's just jump right into the matchups. The first game this week is a Thursday night matchup of the St. Louis Battlehawks and the Seattle Sea Dragons. It's the first home game of the year for the Sea Dragons, and although the Sea Dragons lost their first game of the season, they still had one of the more entertaining offenses. Their defense was also solid, allowing under 200 total yards. They're favored by 3 versus a team that really couldn't move the football last week, and that was until their final 2 drives where they gained 131 of their 235 total yards. The question in this game is who can protect the quarterback better? Both teams have very good quarterbacks, and honestly, A.J. McCarron and Ben Naducci may be the best of what the XFL has in that position. If either one of those two have time to throw, their offenses will be humming. I trust that the crowd in Seattle, though, will be a pretty big difference maker in this game, because if you just take a look at this picture, they're a very eclectic and different group. This was in 2020 for the Seattle Dragons. I expect them to come out in full forces tonight. But with that being said, I don't think Seattle can do enough to get a win in this game. I think the Battlehawks will win this one. The second game of the weekend takes place on Saturday night in Vegas when the DC Defenders take on the Las Vegas Vipers in their inaugural season and their home opener. Vegas is coming off a game where they had a tumultuous meltdown to close out the game in the second half, yet they were still in position to win the game in the final waning moments. In the first half, their offense was clicking on all cylinders, but in the second half, they faltered early and often, not even converting a first down till their final offensive possession of the game. Yet, they are favored by 3 in this game. The team they're playing this week did not win by overpowering the other team they played last week, but just strictly because their defense played extremely well. Their offense was actually pretty subpar in week 1. The defenders' luck in the game did not change until the fans started throwing lemons on the field when their beer snake was confiscated, and immediately after that, a pick 6 happened, and it flipped the game on its head. But in this game, in my opinion, if the Vipers don't shoot themselves in the foot and the defenders struggle to move the ball again this week, I think the house could win and the Vipers could get their first win of the season. The third game of the weekend will be the first of 2 on Sunday. It's a matchup of the San Antonio Brahmas and the Orlando Guardians. I'll be excited to see what the crowd looks like in this game because, I don't know whether the city of Orlando will be able to keep up with the standards crowds at every XFL game so far. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't know if I will be. I feel that way about the Guardians for some reason. I just feel like there isn't that much support and upswell behind them. And Guardians fans, prove me wrong. I'd rather you prove me wrong than prove me right. But I don't know how large the crowd's going to be. The matchup, though, is an interesting one. The Guardians played very poorly last week, and it was a problem. They don't know what they're probably going to do at quarterback. I mean, Paxton Lynch got benched. Quentin Dormady threw 2 picks. They were behind early, so they had to throw the ball a lot more than maybe they would have liked. I'll be intrigued to see what they do. The Brahmas, on the other hand, they're a little bit of a different team. They have a quarterback that's pretty decent, but they have 2 bruising running backs in Kalen Ballage and Jaquez Patrick. They're both very physical and can wear a team down. They became too conservative last week, and that was maybe some of their issue and what led the Battlehawks to be able to come back. Now, I'm not really sure which way to go in this game. I think this is a tough game. The Brahmas are favored, and, I feel like the Brahmas are going to be able to come away with the win in this game, and that's why I'm going to go with the Brahmas. Just because I like Hines Ward, I like Joey Porter, I like Kalen Ballage, I like Jaquez Patrick, I like Jack Cohn. So I like the Brahmas a little bit better than the Guardians, but I would like to see the Guardians maybe turn it around in the next upcoming weeks if they can do so. Because if not, they're in trouble. The fourth and final game of the weekend is a Texas matchup that will see the Renegades visit the Roughnecks in Houston. This is a matchup that intrigues me a lot personally. Last week, Orlando won the game even though their offense was not able to score a single touchdown. The offense was one of the most balanced in all of the XFL last week, but the problem was the run game never got going. Arlington can't have another week where their defense wins them the game single-handedly. They need to really get their offense going this week because Houston has one of the offenses that is going to be hard for anyone in the XFL to stop all season long. With AJ Smith calling plays, I think this is an offense that can see growth throughout the season all year long. And they scored 33 points last week. The wide receivers they have in Deontay Burnett and Jonche Kirkland will match up well with any defense, specifically the defense they're playing this week. And they have what some people are calling the Christian McCaffrey of the XFL at running back in Matt Borhe. If Silvers doesn't turn the ball over, this is an offense that can score at any point on anyone. I don't think Arlington has the ability to keep pace with the Roughnecks in this one, and I feel like they'll cover the spread as well as win in this game, so I have Houston winning this one. With that being said, that is all my picks for this game and all my matchups. I hope you enjoyed this. I will try to bring you one of these every single week. With that being said, make sure to subscribe if you liked it. Make sure to like the video if you did. And I will see you guys next week. Enjoy football this weekend.